Hi guys, my name is Zin and welcome back to another video. This week there isn't too much to do, but there is some stuff that I need to prune, just a little bit of it. It's not any kind of structural prune, but rather than just kind of maintenance, cleaning up, stuff to do like that. So first, I'm going to work on this because I was saying in the last week that this branch here is not growing that well, and I want to redirect the vigor of the tree to this branch so that it can get some leaves and get some growth. I don't want that to die because I think it's a branch that I would use, at least for now. And then I'm going to clean up the silk tree a bit because there's some stubs where I pruned where it just didn't develop. And then I think I'm going to clean up this as well. It's just a bit overgrown. I want to take it back and see where this thing is at. Okay, so to start, I was up north a couple weeks ago in Tobermory, where it's like Flower Pot Island, if you've ever heard of it. Anyway, I collected some rocks, not that many because it's a family trip, so I didn't want to spend too much time grabbing rocks. But there's, I think these are okay rocks. Oh, that just broke off, but they're quite small, which is okay. Maybe I could put them together to make something of it. And then they have a sandy feel when you touch it. I think they're dolomites. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, they're not the strongest kind of rocks because that piece just broke off. But I think I can use them. This one is solid though. This is something else. But yeah, so I also got some pictures of real world natural bonsais where it's I just see a lot of cedars going out of rocks, mountains. I did take some pictures, and then you'll be able to see a basically rock, root over rock type of thing that's coming out of like a cliff in a way. So we'll get started with those first, and then I'll show you the pictures at the end. All right, so I'll start with the Ficus benjamina. I believe it's a tulip leaf because the leaves are very small. These big ones at the bottom, they're indoor leaves, so that's why they're much larger. So my goal today is I'm just gonna prune the tips off. It is a little bit overgrown. I could prune it back a lot, but I don't want to do that right now. I just want to prune the tips back a bit so that it will redirect the vigor to this branch, because it hasn't really grown that much at all this entire summer. I'm going to take the tips off the top, plus the side branch over here. So I'm going to start with the side branch and just the tips, nothing else. And this is not directional pruning or anything. I'm just taking the tips off wherever I see them. So I'm not really watching out where the tips are or anything like that. This here, I think I'm going to leave it. I think it's a good branch to have, so I'll leave that one. And so that's it. I think that's it for this. I only took off 2 tips. I guess the bottom here let's get rid of that. And same at the top or anywhere I have new growth, it's just the tips I'm going to remove. And hopefully this is going to redirect the vigor of the tree towards that side branch. At least I'm hoping. So there's actually quite a bit of new tips to remove. I didn't think there was this many. And again, I'm not pruning for structure. I'm just pruning to redirect the energy of the tree. There's the inner branch here I'm going to take off because it's kind of going to the wrong direction anyway. Should be fine. Something is Probably the last few here. Maybe one here. Very top. Okay, so I believe that is all of them. Actually, there's one more here. It looks like that's all of them. So I think that's all I'm going to do. Hopefully this will give this branch a bit more energy, and so I can get some growth. I had a branch somewhere in the back here that died off. It never, after I pruned it last time, it just never grew, and I think that's, you know, the rest of the tree just taking up so much energy so that it doesn't have enough juice to go there. So hopefully that'll work. So that's it for this. I'll get the next one up. All right, so next up is the silk tree. This tree, I just need to clean this up. I'm not going to prune anything. I have pruned this in the beginning of the year for structure, and it has developed a couple branches, which is nice. This one I wanted to kind of develop before, but as you can see, nothing came out. So I'm just going to take this stub off, kind of flatten the trunk a bit. Trying to get this a bit more flush. Okay, that's okay. So hopefully that'll grow in and heal. This doesn't need a repot. I think I'll do it next year, in the beginning of the year, in the spring, because every time I water, it takes a while for the water to sink in. So I think it's, you know, the soil is getting a bit old. Yeah, there's lots of roots in there, so that's fine. I'll do that next spring. It has actually grown a lot faster than I thought it would. Lots of stuff came out, but anyway, this is still using the old soil, just the mix of perlite and what do you call it? Turfus, or Saturorb. So I'm going to change to my new Bonsai soil so that it would drain without any problems and it would never kind of clog up. In you know, doesn't matter how long it takes. So that's one. The other change I wanted to do was that there's a branch here where I think I initially wanted this to be a leader, but it didn't happen. And there's a branch here, so this is kind of in no man's land. It's not as vigorous as the rest of them, and it's kind of in between. So I thought I'd take this branch and this branch instead. It would be nicer. There's more space around them. So I'm going to remove that branch completely. I am going to try to get this cut a bit cleaner. It's a big wound actually, because that branch was, the whole stub here is quite large. So I'm going to apply some sealing wound or wound seals. It's hard to get in there. Just trying to make this more flush. Actually, I think that's good. So I'll apply that after. I'm going to clean some of this stuff up back here. And then there's a small stub here. I think I can just, nope, I have to cut it. I thought it would just peel right off, but it doesn't. There it goes. So that is all I'm going to do. and I'm going to let it grow. The branch structure is okay, I think, you know. Where was the front for this? I think somewhere around there was the front. So I got the branch, and then it starts to divide. And this, you know, this will be a bigger tree. I think I have to grow this much bigger than this because the leaves are quite not large, but you know, they kind of, it's a compound leaf, so it's quite, it takes a lot of space. So I'll have to let it get the tree bigger so the leaves will look a bit smaller. But overall, I'm very happy with the tree. The base is kind of becoming really wide at the bottom. I'm not sure if that's how they grow or what, but it's looking like it has a lot of flair in you know, very early. So okay, so that's it for this. Let me get the next one. So the last one is a ivy. It's the English ivy, which I don't work on that much because it doesn't get thickened a lot, although the growth is kind of everywhere now. You know, I usually keep this indoors, but I thought I'd bring it outdoors this year, and it worked out really well because it has grown a lot. So I don't think I'm going to do any structural pruning, but I do need to prune this to reduce the amount of branches that he has. So I guess we'll start with the front here. I think the front is around there somewhere. You can see all three trunks. And right now the main problem I see is there's a crossing branch right over here, crossing the front. There's another crossing branch right over here. So those two I'm just going to remove completely. This branch is actually quite strong. It's too bad I can't keep it. And I'm going to clean this up before I move on. There's something a bit funny going on here because this branch divided, it's basically becoming two. And I think I could use this if I can just, you know, maybe wire to the side or something. That might be useful. So I'll just cut this back a bit. And I'm not worried about the style of the tree because, you know, these ivies, you can shape them so easily with wires. So I'm just going to take these back quite liberally, you know, not really looking out for something, looking out for structure too much. This branch, again, it's going across all the trunks, so I'll get rid of that. There is this bottom branch here that's coming very close to the root base. I mean, if I leave it, it will become a third trunk basically, or a fourth trunk, you know. But I think it's a bit too low. And the position of it is kind of awkward with this branch here. So I'm going to get rid of it. Yes. Yeah, I think I got enough main branches up top. I don't need this side. From the bottom, don't want that. Just getting rid of the stub at the end. And then I have this thing here, which is very strange. So this line comes up and then it goes towards this side very abruptly, like a 90-degree angle. It's also going towards the back of the tree, going towards into the clump here. I don't think I can use that. And the problem is that there's no growth on that trunk, at least at the top here, except for that one. But there is a branch back here that's going horizontally, so I'm gonna cut it just to this whole thing, the top, the tip here, so the whole thing comes off. Now I'm not sure if there's another branch will grow out of it or not, because there's nothing here, and I don't know how this thing would, how the ivy will respond. So we'll see. But I'll take this back a bit. Just the tips here will do. The top here too long. Back branch here too long. Just going to reduce some of these indoor leaves back. Yeah, so when this gets indoors, it grows, the leaves will all face the window because that's where the sun is. So you get these weird leaf directions, especially when you just take it outside, and then eventually in the summer it'll kind of correct itself slowly. I think that's all I'm going to do with this tree. Actually, I'm seeing there's two branches coming out the bottom here, and they're kind of right underneath the main branch here. So I don't think I'm going to use them, so I'm going to remove them totally. So yeah, lots of prunings for this tree today. I'm not sure what the final style of this tree is yet. Maybe I'll put it over a rock probably, because these vines, they're so easy to go over rocks. And you know, we'll see where it goes. But this thing needs to get much thicker before I do anything. It's a tiny, you know, pencil size right now. So anyway, that's all I'm going to do today. Just some maintenance pruning, I guess you could call it. Thanks for joining me, guys. I also hit 1,000 subscribers this week. I just noticed this morning when Cherie commented. Thank you all for watching and subbing. I know my videos aren't, you know, the best of qualities. They're just me going through these trees, not really like a show type. So, you know, hopefully they're still informative or enjoyable to some people. Anyway, thank you for watching and thank you for subbing. And that's all I'm going to do today. I'll leave you with the pictures that I took up north. There's a few of them, so enjoy those. Thank you.